Welcome back to Switch to Linux. So today we're just going to do a little bit of just kind of hanging out and impromptu live stream here. Someone sent me a link on the comments to the Peppermint project is experimenting with Nemo on their next release, which is Peppermint 8, of course. Oh, and Kitty left the bodacious kitty cam. I have an empty bodacious kitty cam, but I have a kitty right here. All right. He came over to say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. Use some version of Mint. Mint rocks.
In fact, you know, the bummer, I made peach tea today. I should have made peppermint tea. I really should have made peppermint tea. I just was not thinking ahead. All right. So, what? And I have another kitty over here being loud. Oh well. Oh, that kitty took off. Oh, that one's there. All right. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna have a quick look over here at Peppermint. We're just total experimental mode. I didn't plan nothing. I have these instructions that were sent to me to attempt to install Nemo on Peppermint on a testing install. We're gonna see if we can figure it out. I can't find any instructions. So it'll be an experiment for everybody. Who knows if this is going to work? It'll probably end up blowing up in my face, but that's quite okay. In fact, I don't even have Peppermint installed over here. So let me go back to Peppermint. I downloaded the ISO. I just have not verified it yet. I downloaded it right before dinner and then went off to make my dinner while it downloaded. So I got to actually verify it too. If I can find where to verify it. I thought the verification used to be right here. Let's see if it's under User's Guide. Download and install. Download directly. There you go. Okay, so they're using, let's see. It looks like they're using MD5. Okay, so this is an example of one that they're using MD5. So we're going to boot up our terminal here. And I realized I hadn't even been showing you the website. Haha, look at that. Oh well, let's go over to the website here. So basically I just came over to the main Peppermint website and hit the user's guide, download and install over here, and here's your MD5s, 7 Respin. All right, so let me find that one there. All right, I'm gonna boot up a terminal, and I'm going to all right. So I have Peppermint 7. So this is the one. So let's do an MD5 here. See what that gives me. Okay, so that's looking correct. So it looks like our ISO is verified. Now let's go ahead and spin up a VirtualBox and install this bad boy. Gecko, Sparky, Gecko, Sparky, Gecko, Sparky. You get to die, Sparky. We're going to change this to Ubuntu 64 because Peppermint is based on Ubuntu. How big's the hard disk? Okay, 20 gigabyte hard disk. We're going to drop the box in there. And spin her up. Greetings, TJ Wolf. How are you? All right. go ahead and install it. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and download updates while we're installing, and then while this is running, we're going to go back and have a look at the instructions there. Come on. Thing takes forever. All right. Shouldn't be taking that long. All right. Well, that's doing its thing. We'll go ahead and have a look at the website over here. So someone left this for me on my comments today. I cannot remember who. I am sorry about that. So what we're gonna do here is moving stuff around here so I can monitor this and monitor everything else at the same time. So basically what was sent to me is this one here. Of course, Nemo is the file manager that is used in Cinnamon. And this guy actually is ready to go again. So we're going to erase disk, install Peppermint, install now, continue. All right. So Nemo is the file manager that is on Linux Mint, and I really like that file manager more than any of the others. And I'm more comfortable with it. It feels to me a little like Windows. Log in automatically. I'm just going through the rest of the setup phase over here. All right. And, I just kind of like the feel of it. So it's looking like here with the file list, we have Nemo, Cinnamon translations there. And so I'm not sure exactly what we're going to get. And I don't even remember which file manager is on Peppermint to begin with. So we're going to have a look. It's been a little while since I've had a look at Peppermint. It is one of those desktops or one of the distros that I really like to use on smaller computers because it also gives me a very good, very comfortable feel. It uses XFCE and it's quite a bit nicer of a system. Almost finished copying files. Looks like this guy's going to be pretty quick. All right. And now we're installing the system. All right. I forgot about that whole installing the system part. Yeah, it seems to take a little bit. So what we're going to do here is we're going to boot everything in once Peppermint's up and then just verify that everything is working correctly. And then once everything is verified to working correctly, then what we're going to do is install these Nemo testing and update the system and see what happens. So what I can't see, what I don't know is, do I have to have like Peppermint 8 testing on here prior to running this? Because what we're installing is the Peppermint 7, the stable that's ready to go. I have no idea. I haven't seen any real instructions, and I've been too busy catching up with everything else today to read up on anything. So if anybody has any thoughts or comments on that before we get to it, go ahead and leave them in the comments there, and we'll look around. But what I'm going to do is verify everything works. I'm just going to try and add these PPAs into the system, update it here, and see what errors I get, and we might end up breaking a machine. Who knows? I don't know. Be an experiment for everybody. For those that that are following the channel, we will be doing a live tinfoil hat time on Wednesday, 9 o'clock New York time. And we are going to be talking about planned obsolescence. And the kitty came back. I'm once again kittyful. All right. So Bernie, welcome. Is it Ahmed? Welcome. I am receiving file 65 of 89. It's telling me I have just under 3 minutes left in my install. So we are going to wait that period of time, see what we get. Oh man, it just bumped. Really? Just like bumped to like 16 minutes. That's not cool at all. Should double check my stream health and my internet. I don't know what's going on here.
Hi, Bernie. How are you?
Yeah, I was thinking for a long time. I think I might make a compilation video of the Linux cats here, and you know, some funny pictures over the years and stuff like that. I think that'd be an epic thing for the channel. You guys think that's cool? Should we try that out? All right, 1 minute and 59 seconds remaining. It's telling me. All right. So the other things that are in here, if I can recall, let's see, is this one here? So here's where you can grab the archive packages. So we can click over here, get Nemo 8 testing. This is the one that we are on currently. There is a release here that you can get. So this is for packages for the OS stable release. And there are packages for the testing branch here as well. So you can see what all the various packages are inside here. We're just going to hope that Peppermint 8 Nemo testing works without any problems. We've been waiting for some time for a Linux kitty compilation. All right. You guys will have cute Linux cats then when I have time to make a video. And have time to track down all the pictures. I do have some quite amazing pictures from these guys going back to their kittyhood. Yeah. All right, it is now configuring hardware. Then we should be set to go here shortly. Updating grub. Hail from Sasquatch Land. Hi, Cooper Tech. Okay, come on. Yeah, some people think I'm hilarious. My students thought I was horribly boring, but what do you get for 8 o'clock a.m. chemistry? Or maybe I was trying to be hilarious then, and I don't know. I kept some of them awake. Occasionally. Maybe. Yeah? I think, kitty. Yeah? It's telling me I have 20 seconds remaining. We're going to go ahead and full screen this and... Whoop, whoa. Do that. Try wearing a bikini. Spices things up. No, you got the wrong guy for that, man. No bikini wearing over here. Oh, really? Now it's back up to 3 minutes. It must be doing the updates now, so. Oh, boy. See, I should have installed Peppermint before I started the live stream, but anyway. Bikinis are less carbon. Well, if I'm worried about carbon sinks and stuff like that, you know, you might be right. Do you think wearing a bikini in the regular course of my daily business, meandering around? Actually, I know for a fact I'd be just fine on the Penn State main campus wearing a bikini. I don't think there'd be any issues with that. You know, and in fact, as I graduated undergrad in 2001, I think. So I started grad school in 2001, and it's been getting weirder and weirder and weirder since on college campuses. Of course, the bigger campus you're near, the crazier it becomes, and so we got all sorts of interesting folks in town. So I would actually fit in just fine with a bikini. Nudity would be even better. No, I don't really want to get the YouTube channel banned quite yet. Maybe when they make me too mad or something, but I don't think I'm gonna try that one quite yet. So no, that's not gonna happen. All right, 2 minutes remaining. Oh, 50 seconds remaining. That was a fast minute. Did you guys see that? They went from like 2 minutes to a few seconds. All right, installation is complete. Let's go ahead and boot up Peppermint. All right, booting up. All right, we got ourselves some Peppermint. Let me move myself up here. All right. So here we have our basic Peppermint setup. If you've never used Peppermint before, I'm gonna go ahead and install more updates. This always baffled me. You know, I clicked the button that said install updates during install, and it's like, sure, okay, and it wants updated again. Yeah, if you've never seen Peppermint, this is an awesome distro. It is one of my favorites, and probably the only reason I don't run it on a more regular, bigger computer is I like XFCE, just not nearly as much as I like Cinnamon. And that's why I run Linux Mint Cinnamon, because just love that distro. This one here, in my mind, is a very quick head-and-head perfect tie with MX16. Same desktop environment. I like what Cinnamon has done as far as theming the desktop. Like out of the box, I think Cinnamon is themed beautifully. Other than I do generally change the background image, and this is not the same background image it used to ship with. So they must have done an update to the system since I have used it last. So here I'm going to right click over here. I can change the desktop background. Let's see what we got. All right. Oh yeah, my friend just texted me there and said he's watching on the live stream. It is great for an old desktop too. So his computer, it was a really old, almost I think 15-year-old-ish computer, really old computer. We put Linux Peppermint on it, and the thing runs great. So this is the wallpaper that at least used to be installed by default, which is again a really cool wallpaper. There's just so many cool wallpapers in here. This is the one I always liked. It's nice and simple. Of course, there's a blue version of it as well. Let me get this thing out of the way. You can actually see it. So, this is the one I like. I have this installed on my one Peppermint computer. They have the blue version, if you like the blue version better, which has actually more of a rainbow-iness to it. Haha, it's a squirrel. Down boy. So yeah, this is just a beautiful desktop. Really like this one. All right. I'm gonna move my instructions off your screen onto mine so I can go back to full screen here and still grab this stuff. Does the squirrel add processing power? Yes, he runs on a little wheel and increases the processor speed and spins up the fan. So yes, the squirrel helps. Psychic Powers tell me it's based on Ubuntu or Debian. Correct, it is based on Ubuntu. Let's see. I'm usually nude during the summer, but my cam was revoked by court order, so everyone is safe. Whew. Well, especially since you got all those Sasquatches running around. Peppermint Ludicrous Edition. Check the RAM usage under the app indicator. Yeah, RAM usage is usually around 300. Let me finish when this is done installing. I will show you the RAM usage before we do anything here. I think it is based on 16.04. I'm pretty sure. Let me go back and have a quick look at the documents here. Peppermint 7 is built on Ubuntu 16.04 LTS code, makes use of its package repositories. Any bugs that affect Ubuntu may potentially affect Peppermint 7. Please report bugs for Ubuntu's package and necessary bug trackers, and report bugs for Peppermint specific to theirs. Yeah, one of the things I'll mention here is Peppermint uses, is it like ICE? I think it's called ICE. Yeah, it's called ICE. So basically what they do, Peppermint for a while was actually built out as like a Linux answer to Chromebooks, because Chromebooks, of course, are kind of built on this, Chrome shell. And with the Peppermint, they use these ICE programs, which are basically browser-specific applications. So you can develop, for example, if you wanted to do one based on YouTube, you could come over here, name the application. So we'll do YouTube and then the web address. We'll do this and then set an icon. We'll set the site favicon. Select the browser, which you can use Chrome, Chromium, Vivaldi, or Firefox. All support simple browser instances. Hit apply, and where in the menu tells you where it's from. Oh, it takes a second. When you do that, it does take a second to create everything. So I think that should be set. Let me double check though. Oh, I had something. I might have killed it. Okay, nope. So you'll see it's now in the menu under YouTube. So what you'll get when you click that is you'll get a browser instance of YouTube show up. So what you'll notice is it is fully YouTube, except you can't go anywhere else. So this uses, it's called SSB, I believe. Obviously didn't mean to talk about it, but that was one of the distinctive features in Peppermint. It has these abilities. So you can literally create these guys and make them specific for each of the web services you might use. So kind of function a little bit like a Chromebook in that respect. So that's what's really cool about running Peppermint. RAM usage. Let's see. There's a system monitor in here somewhere. I just got to remember what it's called. It's been a while since I've been in Peppermint. If anybody knows exactly where it is off the top, let me know. There we go. Oh, it's called Task Manager. Duh. All right. So we're using 475 megabytes right now. One of the things I don't like about it is you actually have to use the deconfiguration editor to add the icons back to the desktop, and I can never remember where exactly you need to do that if you want your icons on the desktop. I thought it was easy, but I think it's under org. GNOME desktop is, let's see. But I cannot remember. What you can do though is you can go online, and on the forums there's actually instructions if you want to work off the desktop like I like to do. I just is it Nautilus? It might be Nautilus. No, I can't remember now. It's one of the settings right inside here somewhere. I thought it was under Nautilus and desktop, but maybe it's not. I'm just can't remember exactly where, but you can add the icons to your desktop. Let's see. Peppermint 7 on 5-year-old laptop runs perfectly. Sweet. Holding out for the plaid version. Does the squirrel add? Yeah, we've looked at that. Is the network manager broken? I have never had a broken network manager on Peppermint. I don't think anyway. The one computer that was always good to look for broken network manager stuff is my netbook, because it has a Broadcom modem, and the Broadcom modem does not like working. However, that was fixed in 16.04. They had the open source drivers for the Broadcom modems. And ever since then, I've never had any network manager issues in Ubuntu. I know a lot of people did. I've never experienced those. Except the only thing is, before 16.04 was released, I could not run Android Studio on a wired connection, I think. It would always crash my router. For some reason, but anything else would work out just fine. I'm testing to see if you can drag browser links to the desktop. Not right now. Again, you know what? That's something that is seeming to come up. So let me look for where that is. So what I have to do is I have to come over here and do Peppermint icons on desktop. It's right here in their setup documents. Right. DEFCON editor is already installed. Okay, org Nemo desktop. That's what it is. Okay. So, back to here. I thought it was GNOME. Org Nemo desktop. Computer icon visible. Home icon visible. Network icon visible. All right. So now, let's see. Would you mind testing if you can drag browser links to the desktop? What do you mean by browser links? I know the ICE links you can. So if you do these ones here, add the desktop. So now you can click your YouTube right to your desktop using your ICE icons. So yeah, you can do that. So again, you just come down here, find it in the menu, right click it, and hit add to desktop. Of course, you have to double click it to open it, not single click it. So there's our YouTube setup. Now you could actually tell it to go specifically to a channel as well. So anywhere where that US URL goes to. All right. Yeah, RAM is cheap, but some computers are still old that are out there. Like, I mean, I just bought my netbook a year and a half ago, and it has 2 gigs of RAM, but it's all soldered, so I can't change it. Whose manager is whole, huh? Okay. Yeah, the same thing might work on, let's see, on Kubuntu. Oh, Kubuntu adding your desktop icons is actually it's the exact same. Let's see how far I can get my camera over here. Okay, let's see if I can do that. Of course, this computer here is Linux Mint. Let me go to a full screen. I apologize for the craziness of this, but what you have to do is make sure that your widgets are turned on, editable. So you have to come up to your menu here, unlock your widgets, because I keep mine locked. And then you're going to, let's see, is it configure desktop? I did this kind of the once, and I haven't done it since. No, it is. I need to go back into the main settings. Sorry, you can't see a lot of the menus because of the glass transparency I have here. Let's see. Oh, I think it's under desktop behavior. Maybe it's not under desktop behavior. If I don't find it here, I'll tell you exactly where to go is look at my video. I did a couple videos on KDE. I think it's the one where I showed you how I themed this particular computer. Because I said that that was a limitation on KDE on my KDE comparing Kubuntu versus Linux Mint KDE. And that ended up, somebody had corrected me as to where that was. And it's in here somewhere. And I thought it was under either workspace or configure. It's somewhere in here, but on the video where I'm talking about how I themed this up, I showed you exactly how to do that. And I just can't remember where that is now. I'm sorry. I thought I'd see it really quick and figure that out. Oh, there it is. Hello. It's just right there in your widgets menu. I pulled up configure desktop. And then up here under layout, there's the option for folder view and desktop view. You want to select folder view. That will put your icons on your desktop on Kubuntu or any KDE really. I'm going to now lock my widgets back up if I can. All right, widgets are locked back up. So that's kind of how to do that. All right. That one back. And let's go ahead and transition back over to here. Okay. Licked cookie of greeting. What? Hi, Diego. How are you? Yeah, I had a couple cookies today. Ooh, man, they were good. I actually kind of like this professional restaurants do. I make up a big batch of dough and then I freeze all the cookies down in little cookie pucks, put them in the freezer, and then I just warm them up in the toaster oven after dinner. Have fresh cookies every night. It's dangerous. Fresh cookies and homemade ice cream together in a combo is excellent. All right. Oh, yeah, there actually are kitties tonight. You just missed them. Not sure why, but Kitty's sitting backwards. There's the kitty. My cookies were not pre-licked. No, they were peanut butter. I have peanut butter cookies right now in the mix. All right, now let's go to what we were going to be doing throughout here. We're going to see if we can't get this Nemo working. And like I said, we are now in totally experimental. I have no idea. I could crash and burn this thing down. Who knows? Maybe I should take a snapshot of the thing. I'm not sure I have enough hard drive space though. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to copy that. And I'm not sure I can actually copy that into the virtual machine. I might not be able to. But let's go ahead and open up a terminal. I think this is a terminal here. There we are. Nope, looks like I cannot copy from outside the virtual box and paste it in. So we're going to do add apt ppa repository ppa colon Peppermint OS / PM 8-Nemo testing. And you know what? It occurred to me before I push the button on that. We're just gonna have a quick look at the file at the Explorer right now. See what we got. I don't remember what file Explorer we have. Okay, this already has Nemo. Okay, I thought this didn't have Nemo for some reason. Maybe we're just gonna be looking at Peppermint 8. I don't know. Did I spell that wrong? Probably. Spelling is not a strong suit of mine. It looks correct. Command not found. Did I do something incorrectly there? sudo add apt repository ppa Peppermint OS PM8. Let me go ahead and boot this up on Firefox. I'm going to have a look at this over here. We're going to see if we can get something like I said. I'm going to try. All right. Peppermint OS Nemo 8. All right, let's try that. That's why I don't like DuckDuckGo. Booyah. See? Start page. Start page. Right there. There we are. I must have spelled something wrong. Okay. I think I can manage this. Of course, that's just update. Should I upgrade this as well? I don't know what we got right now. All right, let's see what comments are in case anyone's actually giving me real advice. Let's see. Cat butt protest. Yes. Cat butt protest. Linux Lite is more elegant than Peppermint. Yeah, that's a tight one too. I mean, that's I think Linux Lite, Peppermint, and MX16 are just kind of going for those lightweight Linuxes. Yeah. Well, come on. If it comes to spelling something crazy like the real word for EDTA or some chemical formula, I got it down. But don't ask me to spell something like cat. I very well might spell it KAT. Okay, well, let's close the tabs there. Let's see what we get. I'm just gonna go poking around in here and see if anything has updated, changed, altered. Did anybody keep track of the Nemo version? Is this the correct same Nemo version? I mean, we did some updates, we did some upgrades. I didn't really see anything changing, so let's have a look at. I'm going to have a look at an about system. There should be one in here somewhere. All right, there's our basic software manager. Okay, so apparently we do have the older ones. Let's see. Oh, that's it. Okay, so these are the ones. What it did is kind of like Linux. Linux Mint generally does. It won't upgrade things that it says could break the system, and these are still listed as testing, and so it didn't want to upgrade them in fear of breaking the system. So we are now marking them for upgrade, and we're going to go ahead and push it. Okay. All right. Sure. Not sure why it didn't upgrade on the terminal, though. That usually does whatever you want. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and reboot this VirtualBox and see if it will load back in with. See if it loads back in with Nemo 3.2. So we're going from 2.8.7 to 3.2. I didn't catch the rest of those numbers. Ubuntu is already broken. Possibly. Hey, 3.2.2. Look at that. We have a new Nemo. I will call him Marvin or Marlin. What's Nemo's dad's name? And I'm actually blocking part of that movie out of my head for intriguing reasons, but that's all right. Peppermint now. Hopefully, it's a bit snappier than Zorin has been. Yeah, it will be way snappier. Like, I think Zorin uses 4 times the processing power. But if you want to, like, I like the theming and stuff of Linux Mint out of the box, but other good competing, as we've already said, Linux Lite and MX16 are both really awesome too. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. So apparently we pretty much just have the newer version of Nemo. That's what that update push has done. I'm not noticing anything else right off the top. Let me see. That, go back to there. So yeah, it looks like it's Alt F2 and type R. Not seeing anything. Alt F2 and typing R. Oh, I forgot we had a. This has an advertisement blocker in here. Okay, so I guess we're adding some stuff to there to block some ad networks. There's other fun ways to do that as well. If you just boot up a terminal, sudo nano etc and hosts. You have to do the sudo because this is a system file. So what that did, oh wow, that added a lot of cool stuff. Cool. That blocks a lot of neat stuff. I like it. Now I could actually copy all these over to other computers that don't have an ad network blocker. But all these are basically killing that network stream service. Wowzers. I recommend this. I'm not like totally against advertising or anything, but sometimes it can get a little annoying. I actually have about 8 or 10 ad services blocked at my router level, so everywhere on my network. And I do that because the one type of ad that gives me so much aggression, I like kind of want to like destroy things, is the ads where if you hover over it, it gives you this annoying pop-up box. It just will not go away. I totally hate those. And I tracked down what all those were, and I blocked all those at the router level. So one of the things, if you've been following my cubes tutorials, I think what I'm going to try and do tomorrow is I'm going to attempt to use cubes. I've not tested this yet, so I'm not sure if it's going to pass or fail, but I'm going to attempt to produce a cubes that is not going to be as easily trackable. In fact, I might very well borrow this list here. But what I want to do is create a cubes that is not easily trackable as far as ad networks, analytics, and things like that. So blocking Facebook tracking pixels, Google Analytics, and stuff like that. And I want to try and create a cube inside there for generic web browsing so you can search around without getting your searches or yourself or your profile linked directly in. So tune in for the cubes tutorial tomorrow. That's what I'm planning to do with that. So if you have not been watching that, there's a whole playlist for it on the channel. And that will, this is a ton of ad networks it's blocking. I like that function. All right, we're just going to close that. But what I wanted to do is create a cube that's sufficient for doing all that generic browsing stuff without being tracked. Now, of course, Cubes already has the Tor browser built in, so you have that going for you. But if you want to do something that's not Tor browser, but is not going to be tracked by all the tracking cookies, and without turning off cookies, because they still can track you in different ways. It's just a little bit different, but we'll talk about how to do that. The NSA stopped by briefly and asked why I'd switch to Pepsi. Is that a bad thing? Yes, it is, because I think that Coke is the official product of the NSA. Yes. And I saw some classified dossier that they were going to, snuff those on. No, wait, never mind. All right. I don't drink either. I stopped drinking, at least I stopped drinking commercial sodas. I make my own sodas now, but even that, I don't think I made a soda for like 6 months. Once you stop drinking soda and cut as much of the sugar out of your diet as you can, you just stop having a craving for it. And it's like, yeah, I could go make some soda, but why? I have tea, I have coffee, and actually I make some sugarless and sweetenerless seltzer water too. I don't know what I can do for you. I mean, my previous job had me calling college professors across the whole country for hour-long conversations. So if anybody's on the watch list, it's me, man. They're watching me. Kind of scary, but it's like I think of how many people from foreign countries I called just calling United States college campuses for hours at a time. I don't know. Cool. Well, it looks like we did succeed at updating Nemo. I'm not sure if there's anything else. Let's see what else is on Peppermint here. May as well make a Peppermint review out of this guy. So this is 2D, 3D chess, which is actually a website. I think I've seen this website before. I thought it was 2D/3D view. There we are. It's kind of lame. I used to have Chessmaster, like Chessmaster 5000 or something. I wonder if I still have that laying around somewhere, but that was fun to occasionally install and play some games of chess. I could almost get up to beating a basic Potzer. VLC, Pluma for text files, Firefox web browser. The one thing I never really cared for is I'm not a big fan of the icon packs. But, oh well. I actually did keep them on the one Peppermint install I had, though. Like, you know what? I'll just go ahead and use these. Feels right. Especially since I love that Peppermint menu icon there. which I conveniently added to our title screen. But all right, so here's under Office. As I said, Peppermint was trying to kind of become like a Chromebook thing. So they have, these are ICE applications for Gmail, Google Calendar, and Google Drive. So these are ICE applications. But those are the ones that are in there. Of course, you'll see there is not a Office application installed. If you need one, just sudo apt-get install. I'd probably do LibreOffice. Actually, yeah. So there's how I'd install LibreOffice. You can find it in the package manager, but you know, once you get used to running the terminal in Linux, it just becomes so comfortable that you find yourself sometimes just going there more frequently than you want to hunt down the GUI and then track it down. In fact, in that time, let's see. Let me find. Here's my software manager. Okay. Okay, so up here now I could find this, and then here's the meta package. Of course, it's in the middle of installing, so if I try and install it over here, it's probably going to have a hissy fit or something, but, you know, there we are. All right, let's see what we got here. Be ashamed to block Kitty's tuna ads. I'll just track down who makes the tuna ads, and I'll allow the kitty their tuna. No, it does. Peppermint does not ship with LibreOffice, hence I'm installing it now. Of course, I gotta come over here to exit. And now under Office, now we will have LibreOffice installed. So here's your base. So now there is no built-in Office program on Peppermint. You do have to install your own. But you know, again, that they have the Google Docs iced in, but because this is, you know, one of their things in their philosophy is developing an OS for a web-based world, which in reality, if you get into the business world of a web-based tech, that's kind of the thing you get, because you get a whole lot more workstations on a centralized system, and everything's just basically a terminal shell running off a network. So you'd want to run something lightweight like this and then use web-based services to manage things. So that's kind of what their approach was. So of course you can do anything else on Linux, but those ICE applications is really the distinctive thing about Peppermint. High fructose corn syrup is what does me in. Moderate amounts of natural sugar seem beneficial. Yeah, high fructose corn syrup does a lot. In fact, did you guys ever see, I'm going to look this up because this thing is like, gave me so much infuriation, it's not even funny. First, let's go to start page, because we've already established today that DuckDuckGo sucks. I'm going to go to, it's YouTube, and it is a Country Crock commercial. I'm going to be doing something on this on the cooking channel when I get it established. But this commercial, is this one it? I'm not sure if this is it or not. Okay, so the commercial has this kid and the dinosaur. Yeah, this is it here. So you get this thing going, and at the very end, I don't have audio for some reason. Maybe it's because the audio is very low. Or maybe it's because audio is just not passing through. Oh, audio is not plugged into the computer. I share my speakers between this and my Mac, so. All right, so at the very end of this commercial. Okay. Up the volume even more. Make sure this volume's up pretty high. Okay, so if you go to the last, made with the goodness of plants. If you look this stuff up, it is palm oil. Like, that's all it is. It's palm oil and something else. So let me go to Country Crock. And then if you look at their ingredient list, I have no idea how I got off on this Country Crock commercial, by the way. Let's see. Smart Label? Is that what it is? Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what Smart Label is, but somewhere on here you can find the ingredient lists. And the ingredient lists, I mean, all it is, of course, just hydrogenized, highly processed, pure vegetable oils. If you want to call that, this is how we got onto this, by the way. If you want to call that made with plants, I can call a Coca-Cola made with plants because the first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. And the only difference between high fructose corn syrup and processed soybean oil, nothing. One's actually a carb and one's actually a lipid, except fructose is processed as a lipid by the liver. So just an FYI. So yeah, if you want to call this stuff made with vegetables, then you have to call Coca-Cola made with vegetables because the first ingredient is high fructose corn syrup. My peppermint went bad. Carefully diagnosed as a rancid peppermint. Did you do a verify the ISO? It's possible to install ice on other distros. I have no idea. It says yes. All right. Looking forward to seeing your episode on planned obsolescence. Nice streams. Yes. I did the Wednesday because somebody said Sundays are bad, which is when I usually do the tinfoil hat times. And so I said Wednesday might work for most people. And 9 o'clock seems to work pretty well for people too. So, all right. Speakers work way better. Yes, they do work better when they're plugged in. Heart attack in a bucket. Yes. I prefer cherry soy soda. Cherry soy soda? Ew. Coke was made with Coke. Yeah, it used to be. All right. Well, we're at about an hour now, and I since being that we got off on some commercial on vegetable oil on a Linux channel, I bet that might be time. It's time to go. All right. Well, anyway, this has been a nice walk through Peppermint. So we did actually achieve our goal, which was to run this sample through, and which basically all this did is it upgraded Nemo to 3.2.2. I'm not sure if it was supposed to do anything else, but that's what seemed to happen. My system still seems to be stable, so once again leading to the efficiency of Peppermint distro. We're going to go ahead and shut this guy down. Maybe I'll keep that on there for a couple days there, see what we get. All right. Let's see. Any final thoughts? Doesn't look like there's any final thoughts. So I guess what we'll do is we are going to... Thanks, Cooper Tech. I just needed that wonderful image. I can just picture you and the Sasquatch, you know? All right. Well, guys, look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Planning to do the tutorial on cubes where you can create a kind of clear net cube that still will not allow you to be easily tracked. And then Wednesday, 9 o'clock New York time, live streaming on planned obsolescence. And then the rest of the week, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. All right, so thanks, everybody. Have yourself a wonderful evening, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux. May as well show my... let's do a couple last scenes. Oh, there's the kitty. And, of course, I have my exit screen showing the stuff that I'm using, except it looks like my Logitech C9 615 is not on there, so we'll get that on there eventually. All right. Well, thanks everybody for a great evening, and I will chat with you all later.